Austin Talks Through the Movie. Howdy, I'm Austin Larson, and you're listening to Austin Talks Through the Movie, a supplemental podcast to the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo Podcast. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, my younger brother, Matt.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, awesome. Hey, thank you. I'm glad to hear it, man. Thank you so much for appearing on the show today. Let's see. We briefly used your voice on a segment for the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo Podcast. I believe that was the band tattoos episode.
Why the fuck do you have Dilbert tattooed on your ass?
With Dilbert, yeah.
That's right. Oh my god, that was a fun one. Thanks again for sending that in, man. So today we're going to be watching 1985's The Stuff, directed by Larry Cohen. Matt, when's the first time you remember seeing this with me?
When you brought me on, you didn't tell me what movie we're gonna watch, so this is...
Did I not? I'm sorry, dude.
Oh no, you never told me, so I figured that was part of the program.
I'm sorry, I've been kind of fucking scatterbrained lately. No, I am yeah, today we're watching The Stuff, 1985's The Stuff with Larry Cohen. Oh my, wow, I am such a shitty host.
Makes it all the better.
Well, we have watched this movie together before. I mean, several times.
That's right. I can't remember how long ago it was we watched it the first time, but...
Over 10 years, though, right?
Easily over 10 years.
I'm so sorry. I could have sworn I told you, man. Oh my god. Wow, okay. But yeah, no, we saw this movie. It was over 10 years. I was in high school. You were probably in junior high. I feel like this was something that... both our parents were at work. It was probably a summer day. We were just bored, fucking around, seeing what Netflix had to stream instantly. Back then, we were doing it through the Wii. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. You had to use, I had to pop the physical disc in to get into Netflix.
Disc into the Wii, and then, of course, when we got the Xbox later, then it just became like an actual download you could do. But yeah, having to pop the fucking Netflix disc into the Wii and then control it with the, fucking remote and everything, that was, But, we saw a lot of films that way. We really did growing up.
Yeah.
Our parents weren't health nuts or anything, but growing up, our mom wouldn't actually buy pork bacon. You know
what? That's actually a habit that's stuck with me to this day.
Seriously?
Yeah, I almost never find myself eating pork bacon.
You're shitting me, man. I kind of went the opposite. The week I moved out, I had to buy a pound of actual fucking pork bacon. That's crazy.
Yeah, I actually found it's just the texture of pork bacon compared to turkey.
No, turkey bacon does have a nice texture. And
it comes so slim that you just fry it up a little bit. It's super cracking and crunchy.
Okay, but are you frying your bacon in a pan or in the oven?
Not a pan.
Once you broil your bacon instead of frying it, you will never go back. I promise you that.
Mm.
But anyway, no, I just, yeah, that's funny. I mean, turkey bacon is a lot healthier, and it's not like we were forbidden from eating pork bacon, I mean, if it was served to us at a restaurant or something like that, it was all game. Just, our parents didn't buy pork bacon, they bought turkey bacon. And I mean, it is a lot healthier, so really, I completely understand that, So, kind of switching gears, what's some junk food you remember growing up with? Do you remember anything specific coming out that, we ate?
I remember always, Mom would always have a supply of cookies ready for me. Whether it be Oreos or Nutter Butters, stuff like that.
Oreos.
We seem to always have them.
Yeah, we would always have especially Oreos. Dad really loved Oreos.
Yeah, we had a lot of Oreos. All kinds of flavors too.
Seriously. But it's funny you mention Oreos, because the first thing I was going to mention actually was, do you remember those Oreo Cakesters that came out? Oh man, must have been 12, 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, right? It was a little
instead that's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yeah. But you remember those, right? Where instead of having the little biscuit with all the white stuff in between, it was like a little fucking cupcake with the white stuff.
Yeah.
Our mom always had the puffy Cheetos.
Yeah, I do remember those. She would seemingly always have just a bowl of Cheeto Puffs around.
Yeah, they were always in a bowl too. I never saw her pour them out of anything, but they were always in a bowl.
I remember a few times she bought those What's that huge, bucket of just like cheese balls?
Oh, no, okay, yeah, like the barrel thing, right? Like the
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
purple
those.
top. Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
remember what brand it was, but and didn't you have to buy them at like fucking like the commercial grocer, like at the food service grocery store?
I believe it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, but the food service grocery always has the best fucking snacks. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be watching 1985's The Stuff, directed by Larry Cohen. Let's see. He also directed God Told Me To in 1976, which, have you seen that film?
I can't say I have, no.
It's wonderful. You should definitely check it out. And, of course, he also wrote the Maniac Cop trilogy from the 90s, which, if you haven't seen those, I would highly recommend. They are just, it's a great slasher series, you know? We're going to be watching this film for free today on Tubi. Let's see. Interesting fact that I just kind of thought about while I was doing some writing for the film of today. So, Michael Moriarty and Paul Sorvino are both in this film, right? They would be reunited in 1990 on NBC's Law and Order. Not
Really?
that... Yes, they would be. Not that year, though, however. Sorvino would come in on the second season after Detective Max Greevey was killed. His character was, or excuse me, the actor was written out of the show, and so Sorvino came on, and of course, Michael Moriarty was playing District Attorney Ben Stone, so they kind of got reunited there.
It's interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of fun trivia there. But yeah, so overall, this film is a story about just how destructive junk food can really be. All right, Matt, you ready?
Ready whenever you are.
Hope you're enjoying the program so far. We're watching The Stuff for free on Tubi, but the film is also available for free on YouTube, so go ahead and check out the Austin Talks Through the Movie playlist there. We're around the 7-minute mark, so if you plan on watching The Stuff, go ahead and pause this. Otherwise, enjoy this plot summary from IMDb. This particular one was written by Josh Pasnak.
3, 2, 1.
A delicious, mysterious goo which was found oozing from the earth. It's marketed as the newest dessert sensation, but the tasty treat rots more than teeth when zombie-like snackers who only want to consume more of the strange substance at any cost begin infesting the world. God damn, I love this film. Matt, thanks again so much for rewatching it with me. I found out some more interesting trivia when I was researching the film. Apparently, due to the stuff's nature, products such as ice cream and yogurt were used for some scenes, but in other scenes, a fire-extinguishing foam and/or a foam made from blended fish bones would be used. During the post-viewing discussion, Matt and I both referenced a shot from this film that reminded us both of a shot from another film. Well, during my research, I found out that both scenes were shot in the exact same room. So, next week on the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo podcast, we're having a little bit of a follow-up episode. I've re-interviewed some of my favorite guests from the first handful of episodes, and I've caught up with them, including the one and only Miss Emily Wright. Go ahead and check out this peep of her interview.
And my favorite guy to work with so far has been because he's super professional, shows up to set, the scene always gets done in, very timely fashion, and we all go home.
Thanks again so much, Em. You won't want to miss next week. I'll have Emily Wright, Spidey York, and a few other friends, so go ahead and check that out. You can find all of our links on campsite.bio /exgirlfriendtattoopodcast. Or just go ahead and get at us directly at 509-713-2217. Hope you've enjoyed the first half of the program. I hope you enjoy the second as well. We now return to the viewing in progress. All right, man. So, what did you think of the film?
It was just as good as I remembered it.
Just as good as you remembered it?
Maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
No, me too, and I mean, definitely, I feel like now, as an adult, now that I'm a little bit older, I feel like I understand things about that film in a different way, you know what I mean?
I could see that, yeah.
All right, well, okay, so, early on in the film, that first, construction, or I guess railroad worker, I really wish it was George Buckflower, and are you familiar at all with his work, George Buckflower?
Heard of him, but not too familiar.
Basically, he was a character actor. He played a lot of grifters or homeless men in John Carpenter's films in the 80s.
Oh.
But let's see, he was also a native of Milton Freewater, Oregon, so that's probably why we've heard of him. And then, of course, early on, that first scene when Jason's, down there in the kitchen and, well, first off, when his dad says, I thought someone was breaking into the house, he's lucky his dad didn't shoot him. But then later on, when Mo Rutherford, like the first time we meet him, when he says, well, paid off is the American way, he's absolutely right.
Of course he is.
Yeah, he's really not wrong. But he's just a great fucking spy, and they illustrate that very early on, especially when they show that he's bugged everyone in the meeting right there on the yacht.
Yeah, and I forget who like the main employer was, but I think he actually summed it up pretty well by saying, you're not as stupid as you look.
Yeah, I have that written down.
That's a very concise description of his character.
Exactly, I have that written down right here when he says, no one is as dumb as I appear to be. That's very true, and that's deadly, because I feel like for especially a lot of powerful men like they showed there, their hubris will be their downfall, in so much, you don't necessarily have to, like out-espionage or out-muscle them or anything. Really, if you can convince them that you're stupid, they'll spill their guts willingly. Have you ever seen a sexy ice cream ad?
I'm trying really hard to think, but not a whole lot's coming to mind.
I'm thinking of that one ad. I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about with like the two sisters, they're going ass to ass with like a double-sided glass dildo, and at the end it just says. You remember that one from when we were kids, right? I think it aired on the WB, right, in the. I want to say it was like the third commercial break of Charmed.
It's fuzzy, but I can definitely see that.
Hell yeah, man! All right, so this is the first.
Charmed, that makes me feel old. Sorry to get off topic. I'm just thinking about that.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, they rebooted it, right?
No shit.
Yeah, no, I'm like I don't know anything about it, but I know they rebooted it. So this is the first time I watched this film, and I realized that Mo's wearing boots. Like he's wearing cowboy boots the whole time.
I had thought like kind of like the brown leather. That was kind of that was kind of eye catching. It wasn't until he put on like the worker's jumpsuit and he had to like strap the plastic explosive to his boots that I actually really noticed.
Okay, I see. I noticed like the first time he sat down, and like I saw that they went, well past his ankle. I was like, oh, those aren't loafers. Those are boots. So I've always wondered this. Does the stuff require refrigeration slash freezing, or is it good at room temp? Just because, like, in the grocery store, they had it refrigerated, they had it frozen, but they also had it, like, freestanding, like, in a pyramid like that. So I'm like, what does it require? Like, do you have to have it frozen? Like, is it a preference thing, or what are the actual handling requirements of the stuff?
Yeah, I guess it'd have to be, like, just one of those, you can serve it at room temp, but it's better cold.
Okay, kind of like soda?
Something like that, yeah.
But it survives being frozen. That's interesting. And then, of course, when Mo's interviewing the first guy from the FDA, who's the administrator, he's so eager to feed his dog from his kitchen, He really made himself at home. And then, of course, dog, like, there's a lot of barking dubbed in and everything, but during that scene where Ben the dog kills his owner, if you look at the dog's actual body language, he's not aggressive in the slightest. Did you pick up on that?
Some, yeah.
And then that fight between Chocolate Chip Charlie and Mo, that's fucking gold, man. I mean, honestly, it was the best parts of the fight between Keith David and Roddy Piper and They Live. I mean, in 30 seconds, it's the best parts of that 9-minute fight scene. I forgot how brilliant Garrett Morris is as a comedian. Did you ever see any of his stuff on Saturday Night Live?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head, but we've watched enough Saturday Night Live to the point where I'm confident if I saw it, I could probably recognize it.
Okay, yeah. Like, do you remember the New York School for the Hard of Hearing?
I think so, yeah.
That was him. Those shots of Michael Moriarty walking down the street in New York City, I just, those reminded me so much of Law and Order that I was like, just seeing what would come, when Jason's family's saying that, the stuff, they kill the bad things inside us. I think the next time I have an allergic reaction to dairy, that's how I'm going to view it, that it's just killing all the badness inside of me.
That's an awfully violent expulsion of, the bad things inside you, I'd have to say.
Well, I'm full of lots of bad things, so yeah, that's the only way it can come out. And then when the family's trying to guilt Jason into eating the stuff, when they talk... So, did they buy that house specifically because Jason wanted them to?
That's what it make it sound like.
Okay, so you picked up on that too.
Yeah, they told him that, we got the house you wanted, you got your own room, you have everything you want.
You always get everything you want, especially when the brother said that. Although, it doesn't really strengthen any of my points when you look in the bathroom and they have a fucking Motley Crue poster up in the bathroom.
I mean, I was going to say he obviously doesn't get, everything he wants, or, otherwise he would have been fed at 4 a.m.
Touché, and his dad wouldn't have been, trying to start a wrestling match.
His dad would start, start shaking him, starving him.
Oh my!
If he really got everything he wanted.
Seriously. But then when Jason's dad says, we don't get tired anymore because we're eating properly, does that sound to you at all like something our dad would say? just even a little bit? I don't know. I could kind of see him saying, "Oh yeah, I tried this new thing. I'm brewing my own beer out of sawdust and Italian sausage. It's great. I sleep 3 hours a night. I've never felt better in my life." I could kind of see that,
I don't think you're too far off. Especially with, the homemade beer brewing. I think you do that just regardless of whether or not, it's good for you.
No, definitely. Well, and there's nothing wrong with brewing your own beer at home. I'm just saying.
Except, with sawdust and, Italian sausage.
But
if those are your only two ingredients, what the hell are you going to make out of that?
You sleep 3 hours a night. It's great. Oh, my God. And then throwing up in the car is the worst, man.
Oh, my God. You don't have to tell me. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going on a little tangent here. But, so I was with my best friend, right?
Yeah, please.
We were driving into Salem, but surprisingly, considering his history of, vomiting.
This kid is a puker. Really?
Yeah. It was the super curvy, winding back road. He's not the most gentle of drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wearing my favorite shirt, my favorite jacket. I just hurled all over him.
Oh, wait, that's not the brown Levi's jacket, is it?
No.
Okay.
That was that was the green jacket, the green canvas jacket.
Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah, but we had to part ways since I really sucked that thing.
No, I oh my God, let's see. Well, what was it, New Year's? So it was New Year's Eve 2018. Oh, fuck you. New Year's Eve 2018 going into 2019. Let's see. So I was in town. And I were drinking together, and oh my God. Yeah, basically so I got crossfaded, and I ended up blacking out. I ended up getting separated from and somehow in my blacked out state, I managed to call my parents' house where you and your friend and was staying there at the time?
Might have just been.
Okay, so maybe just you and but anyway, yeah, no, I got my mom to pick me up. Mom picked me up, and I had to puke, and I remember bits and pieces of this, and at one point I had to throw up, and I just couldn't hold it anymore. So, and thank God, I knew to hang my head out the window and throw up, but also I had seen Hereditary at this point, and long story short, I threw up all over the side of Mom's car, and I was wearing my nice black suit that night, so I puked all over that too, and I don't know if any got in Mom's car, but I mean, probably. I know when I got home, I got in the shower fully clothed and tried to wash all the puke off but I was blacked at that point. Yeah, I feel like you remember more of this than I do. So what really happened that night?
I really wish I could tell you, but I was actually asleep for most of it. I remember just in the morning, Mom was cracking up about it.
Really?
Yeah. I remember her telling me, though, you threw up quite a bit on the lawn. I remember that.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, the car, the lawn.
Oh, fuck. Well, I mean...
I think that's the only part you missed that I know.
So I threw up all over my mom's car and my parents' lawn, and... Well, see, this is why no one can ever fucking pull my ska card. You know? I've never eaten shaving cream.
I had to think for a second just because I can't say I'm known for eating weird shit, but I'm pretty sure I haven't eaten shaving cream.
Fair enough. I mean, now that I think about it, I can't remember a time I've eaten shaving cream. But of course, that one shot of the stuff kind of overtaking the motel room, you know, like especially right before it combusts, that was very Nightmare on Elm Street-esque. Like I'm specifically thinking of Johnny Depp's death. What was his character in that film? Glenn, right?
Yeah, and like when on the pillow, right? When the pillow
Yes.
at first, pushes through to the woman. I forgot what her name was. God, I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But what are you talking about? Elm Street or the stuff?
The stuff.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like right before the hotel goes up in flames.
Okay, but no, like the pillowcase. It actually kind of reminded me of like a little bit, like right before it penetrated. Kind of reminded me of like the spandex wall. In,
Ooh, yes, okay,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Definitely. Okay, I could see that. So when they're at kind of the plant where they make all the stuff, and all the men are in those yellow jumpsuits, why couldn't they give Devo a cameo? I mean, seriously, I feel like Devo would have been the best cameo ever. When Nicole gouges that one guy's eye, it kind of reminded me recently, did you watch the eye for an eye match between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio?
I didn't get a chance, no.
What? Oh,
I like where this is going.
Dude, Seth Rollins ripped Rey Mysterio's fucking eye out, dude. No, they
Really?
they showed it on TV and everything. His fucking eye popped out. Yeah, man.
We talking like glass eye, real eye?
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. This Rey Mysterio's eye popped out. This isn't the reason that Cody's fucking beating in the ratings every week, but whatever. Anyway.
Oh fuck, dude, I'll have to check that out.
Seriously, man, check it out. It was actually pretty fun to watch. So, have you seen Sleepaway Camp?
Not for a very, very long time.
Okay, but you have seen it before, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. That I kind of want to believe that the cop from this movie, like that first cop with the mustache, is the same cop with the mustache from Sleepaway Camp. It just makes it better in my eyes, you know? So, the castle that Colonel Spears lives in, at first, like, just with that long-ass, straight gravel driveway and everything, it reminded us a lot of, it reminded me a lot of our grandma's house. Did you get that?
Yeah, the old farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back on the farm.
Do you, let me ask you, do you remember when Mom used to have me sit on her lap? And, I'd be able to drive the car since, it's like real straight, no one's on there.
Well, it was right after Simpsons Hit and Run came out, so
and
yes.
I was trying to get bonus points. You remember that?
Yes, how could I forget?
I just, I started gunning for someone's mailbox.
Isn't that how you still drive? Well, you're not the one who's had his license suspended, so I can make that joke. God, and then the guy who drives the truck back up to the farm, I need a fucking Datsun hat like that. Where'd he get that?
I don't know, but it was nice.
It was, seriously. I love that hat. Why didn't anyone think to give Mo a pair of fatigues or something? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if they're shooting all the guys in yellow jumpsuits, like, as soon as they raise a gun, maybe Mo shouldn't be dressed like them, you know? That just doesn't make sense.
I can't say. Yeah, maybe something, maybe Mo wanted to be unique. He wanted to stand out from everyone else.
He'd stand out a lot, but maybe it'd be better to fit in. I thought it was very interesting when Colonel Spears said that we lost Nom at home, whereas Red Foreman from that 70s show very, vehemently said that Nom was a tie.
I thought that was Korea.
No, he
said that.
No, he said that about No, dude, he fought in Korea. He was all like, what, Donna said that, we lost Nom, and he said, Nom was a tie! I just loved looking at Spears' men, and they're definitely militia, not military. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's looking the vibe I'm getting.
I mean, like a couple of those dudes, they didn't have mullets like me, but they had mullets, and that's not going to do you well on the battlefield, I'll tell you that much right now.
I'll leave a good-looking corpse.
There you go. Always seeing the positive. That's your thing. And, oh my god, Chocolate Chip Charlie, that dude didn't give a fuck. I loved him.
Yeah, especially, when he came, just barging past all the militiamen in the radio station.
Exactly. And that room in the radio station, like that studio that they were recording out of, not trying to toot my own horn, looks a lot like mine, with the cheap wood table and the microphones kind of too close together, but trying to spread them apart and, everything like that. Yeah, it's reminded me a lot of, I saw the reflections of my own life. But while we were watching this movie, I legit forgot that Chocolate Chip Charlie actually, got infected with the stuff. So, like, seeing him, kind of, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, even I still remembered it happened, not like the details, but, that still got me. Like, when, like his jaw just unhinged, you see, like, all into his, mouth and throat.
Yeah,
That still got to me.
No, I feel that, dude. And then, of course, when they electrocute it to kill it, that reminded me a lot of Jaws 2. That's how they kill the shark. Sorry if I ruined Jaws 2 for you. And the ending, God, it's just, I love that ending. It's so strong,
Oh, yeah. Just making him, eat all that. It's like, that's like that old thing with cigarettes, when a kid gets caught smoking, it's like a whole pack. Kind of remind me of that.
You mean when Hank Hill got Bobby addicted to smokes?
Oh. Yeah. And, Bobby, didn't know how to smoke, so just kept...
What country are you from? Oh, man. All right, some final thoughts about the film. Okay, so this film was released in 1985, and it's about an unbelievably addictive white substance that is corrosive to both the mind and the body, slowly taking control of both of those until it becomes the main focus of the user's life. What do you think the stuff was standing in for?
Probably I think the biggest thing would be, like junk food, fast food.
Really? In the mid-'80s? I was kind of thinking cocaine, dude. Like just the fact it's so addictive and it's this white substance that you put in your body that instantly controls your mind. I was kind of thinking cocaine, dude.
Well, my first guess was always going to be semen, but I thought we should, but apparently, fast food's not the right answer. Let's try that one.
Okay.
Not too sure about the addictive part, but that resemblance is there. None of the metaphorical stuff you talked about, just in visual appearance. Oh, fuck, did I just say appearance? My mistake. Appearance.
You're good, dude. Okay, but no, I feel that. I guess maybe when I saw, like, the way it took over people's lives like that, that's kind of where I was like, oh, that's got to be cocaine, right? Just the fact that it becomes, like, the only thing people care about. But,
yeah, I suppose I have to say it makes sense.
Hey, no, I feel you, dude. I hear you. So, Mo Rutherford, was it just me, or did he look like if you tried to make Ralph Wiggum a real-life, grown-ass man? You see it, right?
Yo, yeah, I can.
Honestly...
I didn't know how to describe how he looked, but... fuck, if that isn't accurate...
Grown-up, real-life Ralph Wiggum. It's the haircut that does it more than anything. I know I alluded to it earlier. Much like Sleepaway Camp, this is a film that I wouldn't want to see remade, but I feel like if it were going to be remade right now, in the plot of that film, the main selling point of the stuff would be that it's all natural, organic, and unprocessed. From the earth, And I feel like that would honestly kind of play into Mo's investigation, about, well, why can't I figure out the ingredients? Oh, well, this is protected under a special class because it's, straight from the earth, But of course, I feel like if it were made right now, there'd be, a whole allegory about how it's, oh, well, it's from the earth, but it's something man-made, and, now it's like it was designed to hurt people or something,
Yeah.
So, overall, did you enjoy the film?
I think the only better film we could have watched would have been the original Blob.
Oh,
gonna be honest with you.
My fucking God. I was actually going to bring up the original Blob with Steve McQueen and just how much we enjoyed that film, is because I thought about that when I was, like, literally halfway through. I was like, oh my God, and we loved the Blob so much when I was... Okay, so the first time I saw the original Blob, along with the Andromeda Strain and Tremors and a bunch of great fucking films, was actually back at Sunridge Middle. for spin. Did you guys have spin when you were in junior high?
No, they got rid of that once I was there.
So basically, like on Wednesday and Thursday, we'd have our block days. Like Wednesday, Thursday, you'd have periods 1 through 4, and then like Thursday, you'd have 5 through 7 with with a special like block period. And the spin class, like the special interest one, was one of the ones I got to take was classic science fiction films, and we watched a bunch of classic science fiction films, and it was awesome. And one of them was the original Blob with Steve McQueen, and I remember you and I ended up watching that probably soon after, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember we did. So, I gotta say, out of all the movies you could pick, especially for, this surprise announcement, I am very happy that it was the stuff.
Definitely, and I could have sworn I told you earlier. I'm so sorry, man. All right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed. How do you rate it out of 5 stars?
I give it a... Let's go... 4.25.
4.25? Okay, I feel like that's accurate.
Right. It's got its flaws, but boy, do I still love it.
No, I completely feel that. I hear ya. All right, well, so this is on a little bit of a different scale. This is the bad movie scale. So, in terms of a bad movie, I feel like you'd understand. So, out of 5 rooms in this haunted mansion, how many rooms does it score?
I'd have to knock that back down to 3 for, in bad movie scores, I'd say. Because, I gotta say, even though it is a bad movie, it hasn't really, held up to today's standards. It still has a lot of its own merits and charm.
Hell yeah, man. I completely feel that. All right, Matt, thank you so much again for doing the show today. Real quickly here before we leave, is there anyone you might want to give a shout out to?
I got one person in mind. I'd like to give a shout out to my cat, Bethany.
Hell yeah, Bethany. She's cool as fuck. All right, Matt, once again, thank you so much for doing the show today, dude. It was great hearing from you. Great having you on. Thanks again, brother.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really got to thank you for having me.
Thank you.